Hello, LS Kids, volunteers, leaders, coordinators. Pastor Anthony here. I just wanted to say, first of all, I appreciate you taking some time to check out this quick video as I look to update you on what's going to be taking place in family ministries in the very near future. But before I get to that, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. Some of you work so hard week in and week out to make sure our kids are being cared for and discipled so well. 2016 is already proving to be a very fruitful year for ministry, as so many of you have done such a great job leading our kids in those classrooms into what it looks like to read their Bibles, why they read their Bibles, and how to glorify God through Scripture reading. As we just were wrapping up our study of Scripture as a church all together. So thank you so much for serving. Thank you so much for all that you all do. God is definitely being praised in those classrooms. So with that, I just want to kind of update you on what's going to be taking place soon in our classrooms. As I know some of you may already be aware of, our church is going to be transitioning into a new sermon series titled The Doctrine of Sex within the next couple of weeks. Traditionally, what has happened, I know a lot of you know this, LS Kids tends to follow along with the scripture, the big ideas, the themes the adults are learning in their large group setting for a couple of reasons. That the biggest reason is so that the kids can be discipled by their parents, having both learned the same lesson or the same big idea on a Sunday. So that's how it's been traditionally. But because of the nature of the topic of the sermon series coming up, that being sex, it obviously just wouldn't be very appropriate for us to kind of continue that theme heading into this next sermon series. My prayer is that a lot of the parents will take some of the truths that they're learning from their community groups and their Sunday gatherings as they learn about sexuality and God's heart for sex, and then bring it to their kids at homes and maybe start having those conversations. But for us, in our context, as far as Sunday morning classroom settings go, it just wouldn't be very appropriate if we kind of took that same kind of lesson into our kids' ministry. So with that, our kids are going to be going through their own sermon series separate from the adults. And their sermon series is going to be titled, God Made All of You and Me. And now this is the big reason why I wanted to make this video and have you hear this from me as to writing up a big paragraph or two or three about what's going to be happening. It's because I truly feel that communication is going to be key heading into this next sermon series. I mentioned this to the coordinators as we talked and prayed about this a couple of weeks ago, but I really want to communicate the truth that our kids are not going to be going through the Doctrine of Sex series. They're going to be doing their own separate thing. This will just prevent a lot of nervousness from parents wondering what their kids are going to be learning. It'll just put a lot of things to ease. So again, our kids are not going to be going through the Doctrine of Sex series. They're going to be doing something pretty cool, as the God Made All of You and Me study that we're going to be doing is going to be looking at what it means to be made in God's image. So the Bible talks a lot about the fact that man, woman, black, white, tall, short, doesn't matter. People were made in the image of God, which means we reflect His likeness in a lot of different ways. And because we reflect His likeness, this means we have a relationship with Him that is great and that's special. And that's what our kids are going to be learning about in our classrooms. They're going to be learning about how God created them in their own special way in His image. They're going to be learning about how to respect themselves, how to respect others as people made in God's image. We're going to talk about what it looks like to have a relationship with God and things that He does to care for us as people made in His image. And ultimately, we're going to talk about what it looks like to glorify God as people made in His image. In a file provided below, right under this video, I included an outline of everything we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks as we go through this study. So go ahead, click on that, check it out, read through the outline, kind of see some of the topics we're going to be discussing, some of the big ideas, and just prepare yourself to talk about that with our kids. But again, I just wanted to communicate that to you all and have you hear that from me. because I think that's just going to be very important going forward. But I'm excited to kind of do this study with our kids because knowing that we're made in God's image is a truth that I think it's very important to have, and my prayer is that the kids will carry that truth as they grow up, as they see themselves as loved and accepted by God as people made in His likeness. So go ahead and check out that outline. Let me know if you have any questions. Just be praying about this new series coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited for what God has in store. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for serving, and we'll see you soon.